Anyways, welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls. Going to be going to the gargoyles and a few things after that. Just give me a sec to do the audio sync. Okay. I did a little bit of farming just to upgrade my gear and make sure I had enough bolts, things like that. And yeah. I was just using this for the sake of having a little bit of poise while I was helping people out to get the souls, since I figured it would be quicker to do it via being summoned for co-op than anything else. Though I did not level up, figured I'd do that on screen. I have to do faith in a little while, but I guess we'll get some endurance first. Sigmar. All the way over here. Somewhat important. Okay. As I was saying, somewhat important that you talk to him at each of the points that he's at. I don't remember the exact order. I think it's here. Then Incense Fortress by the Boulder Trap. Then in Enorlando, in a room with a couple Silver Knights. He's locked in with them. After that, you go down, find him in Blighttown, and I think after that you have to find his daughter in the Duke's Archives. Then he's in Lost Izalith, down in the lower pit with all the Chaos Eaters. Make sure he survives that encounter with more than half health. And you have to make sure he jumps down with at least one Chaos Eater left, otherwise it won't count. And the last place after that, he's down in Ash Lake. And you get a slab, or if you let him die / kill him, you get a ring. That particular ring is the Rainbow Stone Plate, if memory serves. It increases your defense against magic, flame, and lightning. If anything else, I'm having a complete brain fart on it. It's relatively useful, but at the same time, it's not really worth the trouble to get it. It's better to just get the slab.
Oh, forgive me. I was absorbed in thought. I am Siegmeyer of Katarina. Quite honestly, I've run flat up against a wall. Or a gate, I should say. The thing just won't budge, no matter how long I wait. And oh, have I waited. So here I sit, in quite a pickle, weighing my options, so to speak.
I don't remember if it matters if you talk to him here or not, but
Still closed. Still closed.
I figured I'd put his dialogue in, since if I can, I will, or if I remember to, I will try and do the entire chain. Anyways, here is Andre, as for last time. He sells Titanite shards for 800 each. That's what I spent most of the time doing, is I'd get souls from helping someone kill the gargoyles, then come back and buy shards to throw on the elite knight armor, which we're going to head out and go get now. Unfortunately, this is in the way. Good thing is, since I'm a ranged setup, I can cheap fight out quite a bit. Just don't let him get too close, because he does hit pretty hard for squishies like I currently am. Generally, you just want to dodge the attack if you're using a ranged strategy and hit him once or twice afterwards. If you're going a melee strategy, he's quite a bit more dangerous, but at the same time, there are quite a few of these guys. Yeah, just once. Shoot him twice, you get hit. Okay. yes, that can block his attacks, but at the same time, it can block yours, so... Only really works to hide behind it if you're using sorcery or a bow. You can aim at least better than a crossbow. I just figured I'd kill him off on screen since... why not? Bolt to finish him. Anyways, and that's the first Titanite demon. They always drop the demon Titanite. There's one in Islet that respawns, but until then, they're essentially mini bosses. And yet again, the same person calls. Just a sec. I do so enjoy his timing. Every time I'm in the middle of the recording, he decides to call and ask me to do something. I guess this section of the video will be running to get the Elite Knight armor, going back. There will be a brief break while I deal with what I was asked to do. And then I'll just attach the two videos together. What can you do? These trees have some pretty damn good reach, to be honest. And they have one unblockable attack where they'll pull both back, or both their arms back, and try and grab you, basically. It can do quite a bit of damage when your armor isn't very good, or you don't have much health. But that unblockable itself has relatively short reach. And it's very, very obvious. And you're there, I just couldn't smack you with my damn... And there's the grab. It's real easy to avoid if you pay attention to what they're doing, and these are the easiest source of moss, is just coming back and killing these things. Right, I should grab the wolf ring while I'm down here too, just so I can show where that is, since it will be one of our main rings, at least early game. Secret bonfire right here, not exactly well hidden, a lot of people know about it, but... It does have a use, because right behind that door is the Forest Hunter area. And the route to Sif. One of my most one of the boss fights I enjoy the most, yet hate the most at the same time, because you just don't want to actually kill him. Though the music during that fight is excellent. No moss. Damn. Just didn't feel like having to deal with them while running away from the other crap. You'll see what I mean. Okay. Right over here, there's 3 of those stupid trees in ambush positions. If you pick up that item right there, they all get up and it's just a soul consumable. However, if you do not pick it up, you can do that, wake them up one at a time, and use them for easy farming of those moss consumables, since there's a bonfire right there. As long as you do not pick that up, they will not get up on their own. I can't. And the short sword still is not upgraded. I don't intend to upgrade it. It's really just there for convenience sake if I need a melee weapon. Come on. Wake up. Finally. Don't know why I was having so much trouble hitting him. But yeah, that's generally how I get all my moss clumps, and I will be doing that before Blight Town. I'll just come down here, rest at the bonfire, and kill them over and over to get them. Because the simple fact that I am going to spend a bit of time down there farming. And yeah. That is a stone giant sleeping there. Not too sure how well this will go with a crossbow, but let me wake him up. They're big, kind of clumsy, but they make up for it with what he's doing right now. Meet Tranquil Walk of Peace. And as strange as it is, you want to circle him on the weapon arm, because most of his swings won't hit you if you do that. Tranquil Walk of Peace will slow you down, make it so you can't roll, and make your stamina regen really, really slowly while it's in effect. See? Just circle around the weapon arm, let it swing this, get behind them, and you can hit them while they're swinging at nothing, basically. Just don't get hit by them. They do quite a bit of damage at this point in the game. And if you get lucky when you kill them, they will drop either their shield or their sword, which are both quite heavy, obviously. And the sword itself actually has a two-handed heavy attack special, which will let you cast Tranquil Walk of Peace at the cost of some durability. And I don't know why the tree is taking damage. It's actually a hidden path. What are you doing up here? No idea why he came up, but hey. To the floor. I've been having that issue with enemies a lot this run for some weird reason. They end up in places they're not supposed to be. That guy's actually supposed to be a bit further down here, if memory serves. Whatever. And there's a second fake tree, which you cannot lock onto. Somewhat debating whether or not I'm going to farm the slimes like I usually do, because that generally requires pyromancy to do. To get the large titanite shards, to get my weapon up to 10 or my armor up to 6. Oftentimes I'll sit there and just kill them over and over by the bonfire and do it that way, but it doesn't look like he's going to get up. Okay. I always forget whether he gets up or not. So just make the run up here. There's this idiot in the way, but if you're quick about it, you can just ignore him. And hop down here. Now, unfortunately, because I didn't go back and kill them, this guy wakes up. Same time, I didn't have to fight 3 at once, like I would have if I hadn't killed the guys down here. Just gotta make the run over to the bonfire real quick so that other Stone Knight doesn't get over here. There's also a soul consumable up where that ring was in the opposite direction. That little clearing instead of going up that path. I just didn't really see much need for it, because of the simple fact I would have had to kill that knight. Anyways, the wolf ring gets that little aura and adds 40 to your poise. Poise makes it so you're harder to stagger, when receiving an enemy attack. And yeah, it's generally not on any of the light armor. However, all the heavier armors will have some amount of poise. The heavier the armor, generally the more poise it has. Comes the runner. 8. I recommend you do that light simply because of the fact that you can just grab that and get the hell out of here. It's the Elite Knight armor. It's essentially a slightly heavier, stronger version of the Knight's starter gear. Also has a different visual. Due to the ease of getting it, a lot of people will use it, unfortunately, but at the same time, it will help me survive. Even if it is a common armor. Though I might have to kill Havel to be able to use it properly. And as you can see, it's a good deal stronger in pretty much every field than my sorcerer gear, except for magic and lightning defense. Fortunately, it's a lot heavier. So, looks like I can't use either the gloves or the leggings. Let's see which. Looks like it's the leggings. Okay. Oh, well, with Havel's Ring, I won't have to worry about that, because that gives an extra 50% equip burden. As you can see, mine's still really, really low, because I don't have much endurance. I'll try and increase that. A bit, at least. That's increased by increasing your endurance stat, obviously. Use this real quick. I'm going to level up, and then cut the video there, and stick the two parts together after I deal with what I was asked to. Sorry that he keeps calling when I'm in the middle of the recording, and I have to keep dealing with that, but my family is renowned for having horrible timing. Let's see if that's enough to switch to the pants instead of the gloves, since they offer more of an increase. Yep. Anyways. Can't wait when I'm that close to the bonfire, it seems. Okay, I'll put that message away. Just so I can do the audio sync real quick. And let's see. Already picked up the Elite Knight. Already got the ring. There's also a spear down there, well, partisan. But I don't really need to go grab it. The other thing I'm going to go do is get the longbow. Because now that I think about it, I can use fire arrows to take out the slimes without breaking my no offensive magic rule. That was close. I don't know how efficient they'll be at taking out the slimes, but it'll probably be a lot more effective than this thing will on them. Also means I need to go get the longbow, which is right over this way. Just going to pull out the last tree, so I don't have to deal with it on my way back. Also a crystal gecko here, but I don't know if I'll be able to kill him with the crossbow just due to the simple position he's in, if you can see him from here. I don't remember if that's him or... yeah, that's him. Couldn't remember if that was the lizard or a lootable. But I'll see what I can do. surprised I actually managed to kill it before it ran off, due to the low staggering ability of the crossbow. Okay. And to get the longbow, just come down here. Right over to this side, and drop down here. You can see the leather armor, which is the hunter's default set, along with the longbow and 16 feather arrows. There's a corpse somewhere in the game with each of the starter sets. I don't remember where they all are off the top of my head. I know the knight set is down there, but I don't really have any reason to go get it, because I have to kill a Hydra. Down on that other path, right down there, it leads to a halberd black knight and the grassed crest shield. I don't need either of those, so I'll leave them for now. I'll eventually come back if I remember to and show that. But I'd also probably have a really hard time with the Black Knight due to my low damage output. And yeah, sorry I keep having phone calls with stuff to do. I can't really do anything about it. Now comes the fun part. Finding someone to summon and getting to the gargoyles before I get invaded. Oops, didn't mean to do that. That's what I meant to do. Just a little bit of extra souls so I can use them to upgrade the armor. So I'm a bit low.
Well, hello again. You seem to be doing all right. Need anything forged?
That's not part I really want to reinforce right away is the actual chest piece, since it has the biggest gains for the upgrades. I'm going to save the large Titanite shards I have so far and throw those on my weapon when I get to the point where I can do that. It'll be after the Capra Demon. That'll let me push it up to +6 and then +7, because I have 2 of them. And yeah.
Go get you.
Right. Restock what few bolts I can.
Well.
Just out of habit.
Go get you.
I'll eventually be switching to standard bolts because they have a little bit more power and a little bit more range. Just to get the most out of the shots with the heavy crossbow, which we get in the depths after Capra. Yeah, pretty much the build starts coming together after Capra. Yeah, sorry, I was just checking my defenses. I really do need some more endurance so I can use the rest of the Elite Knight. Which boys do I have? Just below the breakpoint for Ultra Great Swords, if memory serves. I think it's 76. Will get you 1 hit of protection against them. I don't know why he was half-assing coming over here, but whatever. Gotta kill these guys off before I deal with the Tower Knight in there, so they don't try and stab me in the back, or Knight of Baronique, as they're supposed to be called. And he is right over here. Now, he will follow me out here. I figured it was a better place to just get away from him. Give me bigger openings to... What is he doing? Shoot him with my crossbow between his swings, because I'll have a bit wider of a space. When the camera doesn't go into the wall. Reason being, I don't particularly want to be hit in the face with that. Normally you can interrupt his heal with pretty much anything, but as you can see, the light crossbow does not stagger for crap. how low the poise damage actually is. Go figure. I got me a greatsword. I actually quite like that weapon. Unfortunately, I'm nowhere near the strength needed to use it, but that's what it looks like. It's not that great, to be honest. It's reliable if you know how to use it, but it is very, very slow. But the reason for killing him is right over here. Firekeeper's Soul, which I'm going to use before I head up to deal with the gargoyles, just so my flasks are a little better. Just going to finish dealing with the crap I don't want to have left over when I do the run with whoever I summon. Why does he always wait until I'm reloading? I hope I didn't pull both of them at the same time. Just because it would be a pain. Looks like it did, but that guy decided to stay back and flask. Convenient. If you're wondering what the weird animation and the extra damage was, he actually got hit in the face with the bolt, so it counted as a critical hit. They're not very common with crossbows because of the fact that you can't aim them very well. The only way you can is with that binocular trick. That guy does not respawn, neither does the Nightmare Eek. Huh. There's enough to stagger these guys. Kind of. And I got a rapier. They're not bad. I could replace the short sword with that, but let me see if it's lighter actually, or if I even have the stats to use it. Nope, don't have the dexterity. Oh well. Anyways. With Balder Knights, I generally just killed them on principle. I wanted the others to not aggro while I was shooting at the chanter, so I would actually notice when they were coming after me, but could have run off immediately after killing the Nightmare Eek. Come down here to upgrade my flasks and bring them back up to 10 for the gargoyle fight. I always try to do that since I generally summon for it, and I like to be able to keep my summons alive. Let's see. Not enough to level again. Oh well. And to reinforce your Estus flask, you just come down here. NPC here. You can't speak until you deal with the Lautrec event in Orlando, and even then she doesn't really want to. I don't know the lore reason behind it, to be honest, but there's probably is one. I still don't like him. You'll find the reason later. Nice. We got our 10 Estus. That's +1. What else I need to do before I go for the gargoyles? Should probably go set Lautrec free and collect everything up there, so I can just run straight to the boss fight once I've summoned. There are a lot of people that like to invade here using stuff they should technically not have yet. Like +15 Pyromancy Flames, or even worse, the Ascended ones. And those will generally one-shot anyone that they invade at this level. A lot of people also like to show up with lightning elemented weapons, which again hit just stupidly freaking hard for this area, and you technically can't get them until you clear it. What they'll do is they'll have a level 20 run or level 11 run is the... Is it 11 or 12? I don't remember which, but you can invade anyone if you're at that particular level, since it's 10 plus 10% below you. Okay. I hit 2 at once. It's a bit of a cheap strategy for dealing with them. Just lure them all into a hallway and pick them off one by one, but as you probably noticed, there's a lot of them there. Not something I particularly wanted to deal with all at once in that hallway. I don't know where those corpses came from, unless they got pulled along with me. Loud trick is up here behind this guy. Come on. These guys are quite a bit like the spearmen. They don't drop their guard unless they're attacking, or in their weird parry stance or something like that. But right over here, just roll through that broken looking one. Come up. This is what the mystery key we got earlier is for.
Then I am in luck.
Didn't mean to skip that.
Could you help me? As you can see, I am stuck without recourse.
That you can let him out.
Thank you. Yes, sincerely. I am Knight Lautrec of Karim. I truly appreciate this. And I guarantee a reward. Only later.
I'll leave him alone and do his quest line just to show it off, basically. Also, kind of like the ability to, well, hunt him down. Because, yeah, try to leave all the quest lines in. It also gives honest... I think is Anastasia. We don't actually know who the Firelink maiden, or whatever you want to call her, is. But it gives her the ability to speak. Though, as I said, she's real hesitant about doing so. We're going to pick that up. Okay. You can survive the fall from there. Though, because I forgot to pick them off earlier, they're now aggroed on me. So, yeah, I get to do the chicken shit run. Still chasing me? Yep. That was bad timing for this. Almost got me hit. If you move far enough back, enemies will start doing that and go back to their zones. There are certain areas they just will not follow you into. This, if memory serves, is actually one of them, because Andre is here. Good, enough to level. Get that other point in endurance. Just for the extra weight limit. Right now. Really need to go back and get Havel's ring. I'll do that before Blight Town, but I don't know when exactly I'm going to. Oops. Forgot to reverse my hollowing. That probably help. You can't summon unless you reverse your hollowing, but the only problem is that also opens you to invasions in areas where you have not killed bosses yet. Generally, if I do this, I'll reverse my hollowing, kill the boss, and then re-hollow myself for the run through the area. Especially for Capra, that's another popular invasion zone with lightning weapons. Which, yet again, cannot stand that crap. It's just unfair. Unfortunately, if you die, you go back to the bonfire and have to go reverse your hollowing. Let's see if I can get through this without getting invaded. Or dying. And we're being invaded. Great. If nothing else, at least I can prove how terrible I am at PvP. That didn't take long. Let's see who it is. And yeah, I'm not going to block out names or anything like that, because I just don't care about it. Or are they going to be one of the ones that won't fight outside the NPCs? So I'll find out. There he is. Generally, if I'm invaded, I try and bring people out here. It's more of a open fight. Barbed straight sword, huh? So that's the kind of person you are. Relying on bleed damage. It's not a bad strategy, to be honest. Or your backstab fisher, I haven't figured it out yet. Yep. That was coming. Anyways. Oh, I'm kind of surprised I survived that, though he was a very low level. Anyways. Find a summon sign. Whatever. Don't care what they are. Just gonna try and summon someone and get through this part. That worked quick. I just gotta wait for them to wake up. Yeah. I'll usually get Solaire up top rather than summoning another player phantom, just to use him as a distraction. However, if there's a Sunbro sign, I'll usually pull the player up. Because at least that'll get them their sunlight medal. There. I think I might have summoned someone that was getting a drink or something. Oops. Let's see. I know that's going to show my Windows Live ID. Meh. If you end up catching me online and feel like either summoning me or joining me for one of these recordings, just send me a message, I suppose. Okay. don't seem to be there. So... I got back just in time. I was just getting ready to upgrade Crystal. Sorry. Okay then. Black stuff that came off that enemy back there was humanity. It happens at a low chance depending on the number of that particular type of enemy they've killed in one area. Actually hitting pretty hard, they might have already gone and magic enchanted their weapon. Considering they have the Dusk, or whatever it's called. It also increases their magic damage by a percentage, but increases the amount they take. You get it for saving Dusk of Ulasil, and then going back to her corpse in the cave of the Hydra. Let's let her. Pretty popular spot to summon for the boss. Back where I pulled them up. If you need help with it, that's what I recommend doing. I really gotta remember to move that pointer off. I don't know why it's actually showing up. Now, the reason you summon for this one, it's not initially a hard fight. That was quick. But once this thing drops to about half, it gets a bit worse. So show up in just a moment. The second one comes down. The reason you want to summon generally for this fight is so you can have one person distract the second gargoyle or kill the first one, whichever you end up doing, while you focus on the other one. There's only a couple fights in the game that have multiple part bosses. That one and Ornstein and Smo. The only ones I can think of off the top of my head. And Orns and Smo is... I had a lot of trouble with them back when I first started, but now they're not that bad. As long as you get another player. I think that fight, it's more of just learning the patterns. Anyways, here's the first bell. And with that, right down below here, now that it's been rung, will be a relatively important NPC. Next floor down. That's right. If memory serves, you can actually survive the fall from one of those ladders. I don't remember which, but I don't bother.
Greetings. I am Oswald of Kareem, the Pond. Thou art a friend. For thee, a warm welcome. Cometh thou to confess, or to accuse? For indeed all sin is my domain.
Anyways, he lets you leave your covenant without getting put in the Book of the Guilty. Request absolution, which will remove you from the Book of the Guilty, but costs a amount of souls based off your level. You can learn the what is it gesture from him, and he also sells purging stones, homeward bones, indictments and the book to check ratings, along with the miracle karmic justice. That one's a bit interesting. Essentially, if you take enough damage or get knocked down while it's active, you set off a Wrath of the Gods explosion, which has been used in some interesting builds to basically make a suicide bomber. Since in the invasion, if you kill the host, you still get counted as winning and get souls, even if you die right afterwards. And if they get backstabbed early enough game or something like that, with enough magic adjust on their miracles, karmic justice will one-shot that level, or area's level of players. And people will just invade there and use that. Let's see. He also sells the Blood Bite Ring, which is bleeding resist, poison bite, which, well, I'm selling that, and Rings of Sacrifice. If you run out of Rings of Sacrifice,
Anytime. It is only human to commit a sin.
you can go back to him and pick him up at any time. I don't remember if he has a limit. And they're usually pretty helpful. If you're going through a section you're not good at, you can pick them up to use in case you die. Equip that to run back to get your souls and such, because when you die, you leave a bloodstain along with your souls and humanity that you had in stock. I'll show that in a little bit when I go commit suicide to hollow myself. Seems like a good enough spot. And, well, if I was wearing a Ring of Sacrifice, I'd still be human, I'd have my souls and everything, but the ring would have broken, and I would have returned to the bonfire just like I did there. However, since I was not, as you can see, my humanity has gone to 0, my souls are at 0, and I have to run back and recollect them. There will be a bloodstain with a green fire type deal on it, and that will be where your souls and humanity are. Mine are right in there. The Ring of Sacrifice, if you need it, can prevent your souls and such from disappearing in case you die a second time. Instead of having everything vanish, you'll just lose the ring. Still annoying to die over and over, but hey. If you're carrying 70,000, 80,000 souls, it's better than losing all those souls and the humanity that you've got in stock. And with that, I'll head back down to Firelink. And the video is somewhere down here. The next part will be the Lower Berg and getting to Capra. I might include killing Havel in that video, I'm not sure. He's going to be kind of a pain with the crossbow due to the attack delay. Yeah. Just gonna level up and I'll cut it there. Well, and repair my stuff, but anyways. 20 endurance, or do I have enough to level up 4 times? Nah, just 3. It's about as high as I usually push my endurance this early on. So after that, get up to 18 vitality, and once I hit that, I'm going to start raising my faith, unless I need more strength to use the heavy crossbow. The reason I'm pumping so much into endurance is just so I can upgrade my armor to the Elite Knight stuff, rather than this Sorcerer set without switching to this role. try and stay in at least at mid-roll, generally. Oh, I never did talk to this guy.
Why, what a surprise. I didn't expect you to make it. Oh, somebody rang the bell. Wait, was it you? You never give up, do you? I don't know how you do it. Well, don't stop now. Only one more. But it's going to be suicide.
You can actually skip the depths entirely if you really want to, but you miss out on the large ember, and that's done by going straight to Blighttown through that back entrance I showed a little while ago, once you've rung the first bell.
Ah, your face. You're practically hollow. But who knows? Going hollow could solve quite a bit.
Yeah, that's the... I don't actually know his name. Interesting. Think about it. And that's where Lautrec sits. If you don't want to do his questline and just want the Ring of Favor and Protection, what I recommend doing is pulling out a sword and kicking him off the edge. Don't actually hit him or he'll turn aggressive, and he can hit pretty hard at this low of a level. But you just push him off the edge by kicking him, then you save and quit and reload, and the ring will be up on the hill right behind him.
Ah, hello there. I have your reward. Please, accept it.
Yep.
I am grateful to you for freeing me. Not enough for you? Well, let's not be greedy now. By the Lords, your face. Your humanity is really slipping, but there are methods. Most fools have more humanity than they know what to do with. Now, who do you imagine will make the best use of it? Hmm?
I think that's him referencing killing NPCs to pick up the humanity that they drop. Every NPC you kill will drop a certain amount. Early ones, generally it'll be 1 or 2. Later on, they'll drop upwards of 7. I think is the most you can give. Anyways, with that, I guess that'll cut this part. See you guys next time.